It's about time.
I know I'm early for the party, but hey, I've landed up, and some of you will join, so it's enough for me. Squid Game is currently going through what every popular title endures, with the global fandom and chatter that exists around any title leads to splitting audiences in two sections. One that wholeheartedly enjoyed the series for its entertainment quotient, and the other who, in retrospect, come to the conclusion that it is overrated and that the hype around it is unwarranted. I fall in the category of the people who were recommended this show probably a week after it released, went into it skeptical and cautious of my expectations, and came out probably loving it more than the people that recommended it to me. I want to keep the discussion around South Korean forums making fun of India's ranking of Squid Game being number 2 at one point, and them taking digs at us, cracking jokes like they're surprised that they're doing so well in the country without having dance numbers, separate, as every fan base has a certain sense of toxicity that should be independent from the product that I'm reviewing. Before I get into the series, I really want to know how you got introduced to it, what specifically you loved about it, and who was your favorite character in the comments below. Squid Game is a 9-episode South Korean web series that is available on Netflix that focuses on an establishment that recruits individuals that are struggling with debt and financial troubles in real life, urging them in exchange for money to take part in a competition where they will be playing children's games. When our protagonist Seong, an unemployed father and divorcee, decides to join the game, he realizes that it is a case of life and death in each game where there will be only one winner. The kinds of games that they participate in, the interpersonal relationships that are formed, and of course, the carnage and bloodshed that follows forms the crux of this web series. Here's me telling you the good and bad aspects of it so that, Jammy, we have seen it already. We're just here to see your take on it, okay? So here goes nothing. The underwhelming aspects. Motive. I'm going to be presenting a totally non-spoiler review, so bear with me as I try to tiptoe around revealing nothing really substantial about the plot. Where I have to give credit to the show is that it provides several hints throughout its episodes that actually allude or connect to the events that take place in the future. For a lot of people who have a keen eye for detail, it will be even more exciting as it allows to connect the dots easily. There are several Easter eggs throughout episodes that actually provide an insight into the attention to detail that the writers of the show have. My criticism, however, is that as the onions get peeled and you start understanding the motive of the entire game, I was a bit underwhelmed on two fronts. The series provides a commentary on the inequalities of income and class and how society is structured in its capitalistic form today, but I felt that the motive was presented in a very simplistic manner, almost as if it was a deal with it kind of moment. The second front that I feel was just a personal choice that I would have felt more invested if it kept the behind the scenes or the puppeteers still a mystery in this season, as it piques more of an interest into the world rather than giving us every detail about it, leaving nothing to the imagination or curiosity. Dubbing, parallels, and American actors. I would highly recommend that you don't even touch the English dubbing of Squid Game because it is borderline hilarious and gimmicky. The same way our Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, or Kannada films urge us not to watch the Hindi dubbed versions of the film from their industry, as a lot of the times the connotation of the dialogues is completely different. It is not only the same in meaning but totally underwhelming in delivery if you watch the English dubbed version of Squid Game. Many South Koreans have also complained about the botched subtitles of the show, which are uncomfortable according to them in moments, but does not completely ruin the product that is presented, which gives me a sigh of relief. When you think of Squid Game, it also is important to identify that the premise is not entirely unique. You can create several parallels with storylines like Japanese thriller series Alice in Borderland or even the South Korean thriller film Battle Royale. So for whosoever thinks that it is something that has been never seen before, that bubble bursts real quick. Finally, I have to say that the series suffers from the same problem that Indian films face when they cast foreign actors. We usually have a problem with Americans in Indian films probably having the most over-the-top acting and stereotypical portrayal of what they sound like. The series, without giving anything away, showcases really influential people, some of whom are American, and their acting and performances are absolutely cringy. I think there's no doubt about it. Let me know if you felt the same way as well. The good. The introduction. I am absolutely amazed by how the series sucks you right into the world. There is a common saying regarding thrillers or any series, especially in the current landscape where viewers have a short attention span, that you have to suck them right in, especially in its initial episodes. I have to say that the first 3 episodes with great attention to detail channelize a gambit of emotions that make you invested in not only in the world, but the characters as well. Many times, feeling a sense of exhaustion in the first few episodes can be a red flag for a series, but Squid Game has the ability to engage you immediately. The common criticism that people have about the show is that it slows down on the same tempo on an exponential level in the latter half. But in defense, I have to say that it is not detrimental to the screenplay of the series. In many ways, you are expecting certain characters to win, but rather than the destination, the journey takes center stage in Squid Game. The set design and world creation. I have to say that the world created in which participants play the game is something to marvel at from a visual perspective. I love the wardrobe design for the games, for the guards to be these cold-blooded masked figures and for there to be a sense of dread in the eyes of the participants. Creates a compelling contrast for the world we're stepping into. The games that are chosen for the series from a writing standpoint come across as frivolous and childish. But the entire point of the series and probably the reason for its brilliance that it can take something that is so basic on paper and make you anxious throughout its running minutes. I mean, to imagine that a statue-like figure of a girl can give you nightmares is something that only an inventive mind can think of. The set design and world built for the games is definitely something that made me think, what if Takeshi's castle was life or death and the commentary was replaced with Squid Game's background score? It wouldn't be as funny, would it? The background score and action sequences. I don't know why, but people are completely forgetting about the amazing soundtrack of Squid Game that enhances the quality of its running minutes so much. The musical album composed by Jung Jae-il is not only exhilarating for its games, but takes a comedic route as well for some of its sequences that gives it a haunting touch, making me believe that the tune of Pink Soldier is going to play a lot when Halloween comes in the corner and people will be dressing up as the guards on the streets. For the squeamish and individuals who are not fans of a lot of bloodshed, there is of course a warning to you all as things do get messy. It doesn't take the route of becoming absolutely disgusting with its graphic nature of capturing deaths, but it is absolutely bloody through most of its episodes. Fans of gory action will have an absolute ball, but those who aren't used to it definitely will be peeking through their hands. What I love about the series and South Korean products in general is that they keep their humor still intact, which helps the series to not only just become a bloody no-nonsense action series. Character building and interpersonal relationships. I absolutely love the progression with which you either start loving or hating the characters and the relationships that they have built. I apologize for butchering these names, but Lee Jung-jae as the protagonist I think acts as a great vessel to tell the story. What I love about the series also is that they all represent messed up characters who have screwed up in many ways in their life. They also take decisions which make you realize in its simplistic form that it is survival of the fittest, and while being morally ambiguous, the main character is a great vessel to tell this story. Jung-ho, who I've been simping over for the past few weeks, is spectacular as well. While she seems to be in a cocoon initially, she blossoms in probably one of the most emotional sequences in one of the games. I have to say though, that my favorite character was Ali, played by Anupam Tripathi. I won't reveal too much, but they did him dirty, and that's all I'm saying. The series sheds light on several issues that we face, from inequalities of income, wealth, and status that is segregated most of us between haves and have-nots today. It also made me realize that what makes it so engaging is that the characters find no other way for a better future in their life. Probably the same being for the guards, who are slaves to the system. Squid Game is definitely worth your time on Netflix, and don't pay much heed to the retrospective bashing that is taking place today. Something that most popular titles have to endure anyway. Watch it. Oh, you already have. Acha, sorry. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about the show. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.